Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be taking a look at a GT Sport and in particular the penalty system. Now, I know an update just came out here just more than, well, not much more than 24 hours ago, I guess. And it was for the penalty system. Now, I think mostly what that fixed was people literally getting penalties for absolutely nothing. So that kind of intrigued me to go and look at these daily races, because I really haven't done pretty much any at all. It's not something I really enjoy doing. I don't really like racing online with people that I don't know, and this is why. So this is a daily race from a few days ago. It's on the channel now if you want to take a look at it. And this is lap 1. This is kind of just sort of set the stage here for what these daily races are like, and I guess my introduction to them. As you can see, this was lap 1. Of course, I sort of figured that would happen. We have Viper overcooking it, just taking it easy. People overdriving it in the rain. That's to be expected. People get a little over anxious and misjudge their braking zones. So here I come up on a WRX, and I flash the lights, trying to give this guy all the warning in the world that I'm going around him, and was quite clearly quicker than he was. So the run into our heavy braking zone, and I of course pull the radar up because that's common sense. Anyway, we get doored right there, as you can see, but no penalty for either of us. And this is before the latest update, remember? So I guess I'm lucky in the sense that I didn't get one, and he didn't get one either for doing that. So that's fine. That's whatever. The rest of the race was sort of just managing wheel spin and such, and just trying to bring it home, and we brought it home third. So that was a good result. So, you know, that sort of got me thinking. That was really the only race I did, and with work and everything, I didn't have a whole lot of time to fool around with this until the other day, and I thought, well, you know, that daily race was pretty fun. I'm going to try another one. So here is Miata Touring Cars at Tascuba, one of my favorite tracks. And I had a pretty decent qualifying time. It put me up second in this particular race, so not the best start in the world, as you can see, with the radar up instantly, because, you know, that's what you should do if you have it, with no spotters. So anyway, run into turn 1, thought that might be kind of messy, with especially not getting the greatest start. But here's something interesting now. With this penalty system as strict as it is, this is post-update now. Watch this guy. This is quite clearly all 4 tires way over the white line. I mean, past the rumble strip in the dirt. Nothing was said. No penalty for him. So a little later in the lap, he just runs her into the penultimate corner and takes out the leader. And I can see, okay, that's what kind of race this is going to be. So as you can see, nobody got a penalty. That penalty you're seeing is actually the 4th place car. I'm not sure what he did, but that's irrelevant. Neither of these guys got a penalty, so for contact. So whatever. That guy just dumped him for the lead. No consequences, especially after running off the track limits. So we fast forward here, and what happens? Drives way about 4 car lengths deep into the corner, just dive bombs me, contact, and oh, look at that! I got a penalty for contact with another vehicle. So I'm kind of pissed. This is a replay of it. If you look at the radar, you can see, I mean, there was no intention on stopping for that corner. He was going to use me as a brake, and that's what he did. And he got nothing out of that, and I, of course, got a penalty for contact with a car. I don't know why. So we go ahead a little bit more here, and I'm pissed at this point, but, you know, whatever. I served my penalty. It was only a second, and we're going to fast forward all the way over here, and sure enough, there's a little payback. So can't say he didn't have that coming, but, you know, whatever. Again, neither of those guys got a penalty for this. So here we are on the final lap. This guy just runs her down in the grass to try and take the leader out. So he's cut the corner. I mean, the game's not going to know he's attempting to basically kill this guy, but no penalty. Not for him, not for corner cutting. Track limits, nothing said. Look at that, no penalty. So I'm like, this is pretty retarded. So whatever, there's the finish. I brought it home second, even with a penalty, so I was willing to take it at that point. So I thought, okay, well, these cars were fun. Let's go run this other daily race that's available, and that's Nürburgring GP. It's another one of my favorite tracks. GT3 cars are fun, and I thought I ran a pretty good lap time. I lined up 4th for this race. And of course, everybody knows turn 1 here is downhill, heavy braking zone. Everybody's, this is kind of calamity corner, I guess. So I definitely had that in the back of my mind, and I had the radar up, and I was checking back to kind of see how close 4th place was, or 5th place was to me. So anyway, send it down in the corner, and of course there goes a car flying. Luckily, no contact. And fairly clean through there, so that's not too bad. I go to the inside of a GTR, and of course he cuts me off, but I'm thinking, well, he probably didn't have his radar up, so whatever. Probably wasn't intentional. I'll give this guy a pass on that. He didn't run in the back of me here to force me offline, so this guy's probably alright. So we'll fast forward a little bit into the lap here, but halfway through the lap, and I have a huge moment. I don't know how I saved this car. But I lost a ton of time, and now I'm kind of falling into the clutches here of this GTR again. So that sucks, but whatever. I'll just, I knew I was fast. I was faster than he was. And there's some contact, so he runs in the back of me into that corner, and I'm thinking nothing of it. That's fine. Here, again, just a little bit of contact. So, what happens? Look at that. Yeah, apparently I pushed him off the track somehow. I'm not sure I did that in a straight line after I got run in the back of. Now, I mean, at least he got a penalty too. So, I mean, if you could take anything away from that, at least there's a little bit of justice served. But, like, why? Why am I getting a penalty for something I had how am I supposed to avoid that? So, whatever, I'm pissed, but I get around him. This is fast forward, right back to the same spot. Does the exact same thing. Runs right in the back of me going into the braking zone, and wouldn't you know it, another penalty. This time, collision with another car. So, at this point, he's locked in my bumper. He's shoving me as deep as he can pretty well shove me into the corner, and he gets around me. And then, look at that, forces me off the racetrack. So, I've got a penalty now for getting run into, and I've been forced off the racetrack after being hit multiple times. I've got a penalty, and he has gotten away scot-free again. So I'm pissed, and my blood's boiling here, and I'm thinking, if I get to this guy, I'm just dumping him. So I get to him, because I'm way quicker than him, and he puts the 4-ways on and pulls over, because I'm kind of going too quick to run him off the road, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm obviously just going to get steamrolled in this corner. Clearly, why else would he let me go? So whatever, hold your breath, go down in the corner. And I was pleasantly surprised that he ran me clean. So, whatever. This is fast forwarded to pretty well the end of the lap. We got a lap car now that's dicking around over in the sand trap. He comes out. And thankfully, these lap cars are ghosted because this guy has evil intentions, clearly. So, that's fine. But he's going to play a part in this because I look back and the last thing I see is him in front of that car. Well, look at this guy. Dive bombs way down to the inside. And I door him because I've got to make the corner. It's my line. So, of course, I door him. Neither of us get a penalty. At least I didn't get one that time. Initially, I thought that car coming on the inside was that lap car. So, that was sort of in the back of my mind. And I was sort of shocked that guy made that even work. No penalty for him. So, whatever. That's the end of the race. I go to bed, because I worked a midnight shift. I wake up, this is later in the evening, and I said, well, I'm going to try this again, because I'm a sucker for punishment. So, different car, same racetrack, same format, qualifying time stood, so I ran that. Big moment going in turn 1, almost ran in the back of the Corvette, and the Beetle, that guy did an absolute beauty of an overtake. A clean pass. It was pretty risky, but he made it work. And we go on our way here. So this race was actually pretty uneventful. I'm not the best on the first lap, really getting in my rhythm, but once I get in my rhythm, I feel like I'm pretty quick. So this race, like I say, was pretty uneventful. I was setting purple sectors. I was the fastest car on the track for a little bit, and I was starting to make up some ground, but I was just too far back to really do anything, and it was enough of a gap between the car in front, the car behind, that I really didn't see much anybody. So this was a pretty quiet race, which was good considering the last 2 races that I had. So it was just enough to get my hopes up that maybe this is going to be fun and I can race these guys and, you know, have fun at the daily races like you're supposed to. Because, I mean, yes, it's a harsh penalty system, and it should be. That's a good thing, because there's a lot of people out there that suck and are just out there to wreck you. So, you know, that didn't go so bad. I'm thinking, maybe there's hope yet. Wow, what a dumbass thing to think. So, here we are, a few minutes later, waiting around for the next race. And, lo and behold, I'm on the pole. So I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I'm pretty excited. I'm thinking, well, you know, there's still that's just all the more people to run over the top of you into turn 1. I guess that's not really looking on the bright side, but it's being realistic. So here we go. We're pretty conservative into the first corner. You can see second place runs it pretty deep, but he gets beside me. And, you know, I have a pretty decent exit when we're side by side, and I'm thinking, okay, this is a true test now. How's this guy going to race me? But he's pretty clean. I give him all the space in the world. As Alonso says, you must leave the space. So I leave the space. A little bit of a coming together there on exit, but that's nothing, you know, that's forgiven. That's going to happen. I'm not upset at that at all. That was good racing. He does brake kind of early there and almost ran over the top of him. So I realize that I'm way quicker than this guy, and I'm probably going to get around him again here pretty soon. But you know, maybe we're going to make a pretty good race out of this, because he's obviously wants to race me clean for the most part. So I take a little look on the inside, realize I'm not going to make it work, and up my inside comes another car. And, you know, we're pretty tight against each other, but all in all, not too bad. Now, coming up the S's here, I'm thinking I better be wise and back out of this, because that's not somewhere you want to go too wide. And, of course, he corner cuts, and hey, he got a penalty, so okay, this might be an okay race. This guy's not going to gain an advantage from corner cutting. So, wicked. So I got a pretty good run, and I'm significantly quicker than both of these guys. So I'm going to take a look to the inside, and he's defending like he should, and just barely a touch, just a touch. Penalty. Colliding with another car. Mind you, he does this, runs right in the back of this guy. Half a second penalty for that. I've got half second penalty. Barely touch him. Yeah, now I got a second. So he received nothing for running over the back of that guy. Nothing, because he's got a corner cutted penalty. Nothing else. Remember that? Yeah. So I get a penalty for that and he doesn't. So whatever. I'm pissed off right now. This guy runs right off the racetrack again, way off the line. Gets nothing added to his penalty time at all. And you can see that here as he's going to run it pretty deep here into turn 1. You'll be able to catch a glimpse of his name tag. You can still see he's got that, oh, maybe not. But he does still have his half a second penalty. He didn't gain, he didn't receive any extra. Here's me serving the penalty, my 1 second. Of course, he's got his half second, so he's going to catch straight up to me. So we're side by side. And he washes up the corner a little bit and crowds me. That's fine. So I'm making sure I leave room. And this time I'm like, you know what? Screw this guy. I'm not leaving him room. I'm not backing out. If we wreck, we wreck. Whatever. But we get through pretty good. So a little fast forward. Huge error on my part. I way misjudged that. I don't know what was going on there. But 5 second penalty for hitting the barriers. As if it's not penalty enough to spawn. But whatever. Served my penalty. I should have just quit right here, but I'm stupid, so I didn't. So whatever, served my penalty. It's a little bit up the road here, and a huge run. It doesn't leave me much room, but enough. But I'm entering the corner a little shallow, so I'm going to go a little bit wide here. Now, I'm putting this in slow motion. You can see, yes, okay, I'm over the white line. Yes, I am. I agree. I get a penalty for that. The AstroTurf's there. You know, people run out there all the time. But I'm going to get a penalty for doing that. Remember this? Remember this guy? Yeah. So I get a penalty for that. So, serve my penalty. The next lap, this guy goes back around me again. And I'm going to run down the inside here. And he runs a little wide and checks up, and I run in the back of him, of course. So, hey, cool, no penalty, whatever. Side by side, he runs in the side of me, crowds me off the racetrack, down into the dirt I go, and I'm spun. And I'm pretty positive he received nothing, but regardless if he did or didn't, my race is completely ruined, and I rage quit because that's all the punishment I can take. I love this game, I really do. It's a fun game. It looks really good. You know, it's a simulator, yes. The FIA has a lot of, influence in this game. That's why the penalties are so strict. But my God, it's just so damn unfair half the time. Like, why should I be punished for being run into on the straightaway, and the other guy gets nothing? Like, consistently. Like, it's not like this has happened once or twice. I can see that's going to happen. There's flaws in everything. But there's no good reason for this to happen like this. So I've been completely soured on daily races. I can see I've been really missing basically nothing. So that's basically going to be it for me. But, I just wanted to make this video just to showcase how broken this is. And, maybe this has been like this since day one. I really don't know, because I haven't done a lot of this. I've done the odd daily race. I did some of the championship stuff at Bathurst back, God, I don't know, maybe October last year, for the GT Cup finals or whatever it was. And I don't remember having any issues like this at all. So I don't know where along the road that this got this busted. But especially right after an update that was supposed, maybe that update frig things up. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if this is happening to you as well. But, for me, I'm just going to stick to league racing. Like I said before, the guys you're racing around, who you can trust, and racing incidents are going to happen. It's just the way it is. But it's unfortunate that you got to self-police it in a league, because it's really the only fair way to do it. But anyway, that's going to do it. I know this was a longer video, but I wanted to really showcase in depth how stupid this is and how inconsistent it is. Well, it's consistently inconsistent, I guess. But anyway, like I say, this video is running along, so I'm going to cut it off now. So yeah, like I said, leave a comment down below. Maybe therapeutic to vent about how mistreated you've been in an online daily race. But yeah, thanks for watching again, and I'll see you in the next video.
You were hauling balls.